And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining, and they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks Lads. Joined with my guy, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson. Live and direct, Sunday night, Taproom Sports. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Make sure to go download it. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to use. Sharps app. Track your bets. Become a better. What's up, Ben? How we doing tonight? Sunday night.
Rough end of the day, but can't complain too much. My weekend warrior is coming to an end, so got to go back to reality tomorrow.
Yep. Unfortunately. Yep. But a new week, new opportunities to be made.
Yep.
New opportunities to be had, so that'll be good. Yeah. A
lot of prospect too, because we've been killing it this week when we deep dive some games. So
yeah, it's been
excited for Tuesday night when we do our normal deep dive of a couple games.
Yes,
get everybody some winners because we've been successful on those deep dive shows. So
yeah, it's been nice. It's been good when we do that really deep dive in, and we're gonna talk some MLB tonight. We're gonna talk some NBA, some NHL, a little bit of everything. So first we'll get it started with the NBA Finals since it's over with. Arguably the worst NBA Finals of all time. Like, it was just horrific. It wasn't entertaining at all. Every game was basically a fucking blowout. Yeah, it's just it was definitely one of the worst NBA Finals, and obviously we had the Mavs, so I'm a little more bitter, but yeah. Regardless, even like from an entertainment perspective, like it just wasn't very entertaining, and it's unfortunate for the NBA, especially because like you get to those finals, and I already thought it lost a lot of luster because we had to wait like a whole fucking week for Game 1, and like a lot of the hype died down and stuff, but Celtics took care of business, Ben. We thought they were the favorite all year long. I thought the KP injury was gonna fucking do them in a little bit, and I thought the way the Mavs were playing, and they showed it for they showed it sometimes. They probably could have won Game 2. They were in Game 3, but then things just didn't go their way, unfortunately, and Celtics raised another banner. Tatum's been on his corny ass fucking tour.
I think it's fucking stupid too that they went to Miami first before.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why would you not
going back to Boston?
Why would you not party in your own city?
Yeah, well, because they don't give a fuck about their city. That's the thing.
Yeah, that was weird, dude. I didn't get that, but
no, it's like the first team to do that.
Yeah, it's whatever floats their boat, I suppose. But yeah, so that's the NBA, and then obviously Caruso got traded from the Bulls to the Thunder for Josh Giddey, and then also JJ Redick was hired as the Lakers head coach. So,
yeah, what are your thoughts on the Giddey trade? Because coming from my perspective as the normal NBA fan,
yeah,
I think it's a great move. You do lose some offense getting rid of Giddey, but you've got the young draft picks to kind of rebuild that offense. You lose the kind of the off-court items that you're getting with Giddey, and you're defensively getting one of the strongest defensive players
Yeah.
on a young team.
I think the off court stuff is gonna go away because no charges were pursued and stuff. So like, regardless of like his public perception or whatever, what people think of him, like it's gonna go away. I personally think Giddey was just in the wrong position. He's a point guard and so is Shy, and Giddey's not a spot up 3-point shooter. That's just not who he is. And that's what the Thunder were kind of asking him to do. And you saw it in the Dallas series. The Mavericks basically like just ignored him in the corner and just let him shoot. And like he became unplayable. And they actually didn't start him in the game 6 of that series. Like that's how unplayable he became. So I think Giddey's a phenomenal talent. And, the Bulls, though, they're a team with like no direction, I feel like. Levine is, coming off that knee injury. Lonzo hasn't played for 2 years. DeMar DeRozan's a free agent. And I just don't think that's a team that's been in the play-in, and there's a team with no direction. So, maybe they blow everything up and kind of build around Josh Giddey and whatever other draft picks they get, which I think is a good decision. But yeah, I think the Thunder definitely, Caruso helps them. So it's a good trade for them. They definitely need a big, though, because rebounding is what really fucking killed them in the playoffs. Yeah. So they're definitely going to have to address those needs. But yeah, I think the Thunder did a good job. I think the Bulls, I don't think they're going to be a good team. So, I mean, might as well get younger and kind of rebuild. So I think both teams are going to come out good. And if Giddey lives up to his potential, I mean, that's a hell of a fucking player. 6'7", point guard. I mean, those dudes don't just grow on trees. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do the Bulls have another point guard?
Well, Lonzo, but he hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah. What about like Patrick Williams?
He's like a forward.
Okay.
Wing forward.
And Ayo?
Ayo's he's like a shooting guard, point guard. He's like a combo guard, I guess I would say. But I think Ayo's best suited is like a guy coming off the bench. I don't think he's going to be like a starter. Like if he's a starter on your team, I think your team's not that good.
Not great. Yeah. I got you there. Okay.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. We got the NBA draft coming up on Thursday, so that'll be interesting. I think we're gonna see a lot of moves made because I don't think this draft is like, it's not deep with like all-stars or potential all-stars or potential MVPs. Like there will probably be like one or two, that come through the cracks or whatever. But I do think it's a massive, a good deep draft of like role players and guys that could play in rotations in the NBA. So I think we are going to see a lot of trades for teams that need certain type of players and et cetera. And you're going to see we're going to see a lot of movement on Thursday. I think.
Who's projected number 1, number 2? I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, you
don't have that lights out player like we had last year or the year before.
Yeah. So the betting favorite right now is Zachariah Rassar. He's from France. The projected number 2 actually right now is Donovan Clingan, who's fucking just flowing up draft boards. And I think a big part of it is because you saw what Minnesota and Dallas was able to do with their bigs in the playoffs, and they really kind of neutralized. Well, the Wolves really neutralized Jokic in a way that really hasn't been done because of their bigs, and you saw Dallas just, take their bigs just took care of business against the Wolves. So I think the importance of Donovan Clingan has had him flying up draft boards. But Alex Sarr, who's also from France, he's another big. He's like 7 feet tall. He's projected to be at the top of the draft, but I personally like Cody Williams. I think he's going to be the best player. That's Jalen Williams' brother from the Thunder. He's a 6'10" wing. I just, those dudes don't grow on trees. He's just kind of fallen off because he missed a lot of time during the college season. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think this draft is a crapshoot for sure. Yeah. I think it's a lot of guys where you just we don't know a lot. So we'll see. All right, let's talk some Stanley Cup. So, last time we spoke last Sunday, the Panthers were up 3-0. They were ready to sweep the series. And now we're heading back to Florida, tied 3-3. Tomorrow's the decisive Game 7.
Yep.
We love Game 7s, Ben. This is crazy, though. I mean, all the momentum is on Edmonton's side. And, I always say, when you're down 3-0 or 3-1, you have to win the next game, because once you give that other team hope and they win that second game, it's like, okay, we only need to win 2 more to win the series, and we only need to win 1 more. We just need to win the next one to get back in this fucking thing and make it a 1-game final. So I do like Edmonton to close this out on Monday. I just think that there's just an enormous amount of pressure that just goes on the team up 3-0. Especially that Game 6. And if you don't win that Game 6 and you have to win that Game 7, it's like, that's an enormous amount of pressure, Ben.
Yep. No, I definitely agree with you on that. And these games have not been that close. We saw in the first game, it was a very close game. Florida takes that 1-0 lead when they really were outplayed by Edmonton in Game 1. Game 2 comes back. It's a little bit of the opposite, where, Florida outplays Edmonton and just squeak out a win. Game 3, I think that was the big kind of, not necessarily blowout, but the bigger win for
Florida,
for the Panthers. Yeah. And that kind of took things to that next level of okay, we need to wake up if we're Edmonton. And they did. And they came back and have really owned the rest of this series. And, I think that's, something that we could possibly see tomorrow, that Edmonton gives it a and is wiping that Stanley Cup with Edmonton, with Florida's tears.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because we've seen this with the 3-1 comeback against the Warriors. We saw it when the Sharks blew the 3-0 lead.
Oh, Game 2 was the big one. Sorry.
Yeah, Game 2. Yep. We've just seen it before, and Edmonton's playing with house money, dude, because nobody expected them to get back in this thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's after they won that one game, it's everybody was like, okay, well, next game they're gonna lose, and then they win that next game, and it's all right, well, next game they're gonna lose.
Well, I think it was because, and this is part of the reason why I was higher on Florida in Game 5 to come back and win it, was, we just saw the mirror, almost the exact same thing in basketball come back, and you have Dallas come in and win a game by it was almost 40 points at the end of that game, right?
Yeah, but Boston packed it in the third quarter.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you look at the Edmonton Florida Game 4. It was 8-1.
Hockey's so much different though.
In the third period. Though.
Hockey's so much different though, in the fact, Ben, it is Bobrovsky's mental might be broken, dude.
Well, and that's something that I was just looking up. I don't know if it was on Twitter or if it was on Instagram that I saw that Bobrovsky was not at practice today.
Yeah, he could be when you give up a ton of goals like that, you could be it just mentally breaks you. And Bobrovsky has been a guy in the past who is mentally fragile. I mean, remember 2 years ago when Florida was the best team during the regular season and they got fucking ousted in the first round, Ben. And a big part of that was Bobrovsky wasn't good, right? Mm-hmm. And then the last year's playoffs, the Florida Panthers actually started without him. Yeah. And he got inserted when they were down, I think it was 3-1 in the series against Boston in the first round, and ended up coming back and winning the series because Bobrovsky was unbelievable. But now we're kind of seeing that old, I wouldn't say old Bobrovsky, but I mean the Oilers have gotten to him, and they may have very well broken his spirit, dude. And this could, I don't know, dude. I just have a hard time seeing Florida win this series, bro, after losing a 3-0 lead.
Yeah. He did skip practice today.
That's insane. There's no way he plays tomorrow, right?
Oh no, he'll play tomorrow.
That's crazy, bro. I just think, Ben, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like the whole weight of the world is going to be on Florida's fucking shoulders, especially being at home. I'd actually rather like Florida better if they were on the road.
Yeah. So just trying to see if they gave a reason.
Man, hockey, they like keep that shit like hella tight lipped. Even injuries, they're just like, oh, it's a lower body injury.
Yeah. Florida Panthers coach Paul Murray said he thought Bobrovsky looked solid in Game 6 when Florida lost 5-1. Two of them were empty netters, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know if it was a scheduled day off or what.
They're not gonna say it.
Yeah,
We'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out a lot tomorrow.
Yep.
Just based on what happens.
But to me, that's not a good sign.
No,
That's
not at all.
a good sign at all.
Goalie's missing the practice before the fucking Game 7 of the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. Not good. All right, let's talk some baseball. So the All-Star game is around the corner in about 3 weeks, give or take. And voting is out. I've inputted my voting. I've shared it on Twitter. I've done 2 of them. I did one when it first opened, and then I did a second one. Now I've updated it. So
I gotta go find that picture again.
let's go through the positions, and we'll name our all-star teams right now. I'm writing it down. So we'll do obviously first base, second base, third base, shortstop, 3 outfielders, catcher, DH, and then let's do like 2 starting pitchers. I know you can't vote for them, but we'll do that. All right, so AL first baseman, Ben, who do you have?
AL first base. My AL.
We'll do first base AL and then NL, and then we'll do second base AL, NL, etc.
And teams don't have to be guaranteed a player there, correct? The days of that are over.
No, they are, but it not to be voted in.
Okay, not to be okay.
They just have to have a representative.
This is a tough one because there's like, I'd say probably 3 first basemen that you could put into this list. I think between my 3 are going to be Vlad, are going to be Yandy, and are going to be probably probably just Vlad or Yandy for me on these ones. I don't want to be influenced by your pick. I'm going to actually put your picture you sent out earlier away. So my 2 are going to be Vlad or Yandy.
Which one are you going
Vlad.
with?
What's that?
Which one are you going with?
We will go with Vlad.
Terrible pick, but okay.
little bit better numbers. Not a terrible pick. He's fucking solid. He's not hitting the home runs, which is what you want to see. But he's had a very solid year. With 85 hits.
Yeah, he's
12
turned
of
into
them
Paul
being-
Casey.
Oh, yeah, but he's getting on base. He's fucking.
Yeah, but dude, I don't need you getting on base if you're a first baseman, bro. My corner infielders and outfielders need to have some pop. They
It's
need to
different
drive
type
in
of baseball.
runs.
Different type of baseball.
No,
And
that's
he's getting on base. He's getting on base is what you need to do to score
for who
runs,
to hit him.
to
For
score
who to
more
hit
runs.
behind him.
Well, but that's not my fault.
That's his
that's-
job. His job is to hit and drive in runs, and he's not.
And he is hitting, and he's not driving in runs because there's nobody in front of him for him to drive in
Yeah,
runs.
but he's
either.
also not like he has a 123 ISO. Like he's not hitting for any extra base hits. Like he's a singles machine at this point. He has 31 RBIs, dude.
He has 33 RBIs.
Oh, sorry, this isn't updated today.
Yep, he had another home run today.
Yeah, he did, and he lost.
But again, that's a bad Toronto team, not a bad.
Yeah, but they're bad. They're also bad because he's not who they're paying him to be. Like that lineup is built around him and Bo Bichette. You don't build a lineup around a guy that hits fucking for average. You hit around a guy that drives in runs. And yeah, I agree. The Blue Jays aren't a good team. Like they're not a good offensive team. But even when he has had opportunities to hit with runners in position, he doesn't do it. He grounds into double plays. Like he hasn't been that good in my opinion. Like he's been an average first baseman, slightly above
He
average.
has not been an average first baseman.
I mean, the numbers say he has a
best-
1.3 WAR, dude. So that's 1.3 games above average. So that means the guy below him
He has
is
a
only-
1.6 WAR.
still not great. In high leverage, actually, he hasn't been terrible in high leverage, but he's 228 average in scoring position, 3 home runs, 25 RBIs. It's not terrible.
No, it's not.
It's no David Fry, though. I got Josh Naylor. I think Josh Naylor's been the best. But I also, if I didn't pick Josh Naylor, my second choice would be Ryan Mountcastle.
Mm-hmm.
My third choice would be Vlad. And Mountcastle's been hella inconsistent too.
Yep.
It's just a lot of inconsistency.
He's your fucking third choice, and you're talking like he's fucking average. Come on.
I'm not saying he's average.
You
Well,
just said he was average.
I don't think he's worthy to be the best he's not the best first baseman in baseball. But to be honest, like the first basemen in the AL have not been that good. At all. Like I said, it's like Naylor and then Mountcastle for me, and then a gap, and then Vlad, and then a gap. And then, I mean, you can make cases I can make a case that Carlos Santana's been the fucking fourth or fifth best first baseman in the AL. So it's just been a lot of mid. All right, who's your first baseman for the NL?
This is a tough one too.
This is a tough one too.
Yeah. I think you have. This is the one where I think I've got 3, and those 3 are going to be Freddie, Bryce, and Cronenworth. I'd probably take Cronenworth out of the picture because I think it's a 1A, 1B, and then 3. Oh, man. I think you've got to go with Bryce on this one.
I do too.
He's a close second, but just looking at RBI's, home runs, what they mean to the team, and the kind of waves that Freddie has been on.
Yeah.
where he has good weeks, bad weeks.
No, I think
Man,
Bryce has
Bryce
definitely been
is
better.
Bryce's slugging percentage is fucking
Slugging higher, his
all over
WRC
the
plus
board.
is higher, his WAR is higher. He does have a
OPS.
higher K rate. His ISO is fucking way higher than Freddie Freeman's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I agree. I think Bryce Harper is the choice here. Full transparency, my first one I actually did pick Lamont Wade Jr. at first base, but he's been hurt, so he's been overtaken by Bryce in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely. I think it's Bryce. To be honest, I think Arise should be a first baseman, but he played more first base for Florida, so he qualifies still as a first baseman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a second base. Sorry, he played more second base for Miami, so he qualifies as a second baseman still, which kind of changes things because he would be the favorite at first base.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Arise is another prime example. Ben, dude hits like 330, bro. But like, I don't need my first baseman hitting 330, dude. I need my first baseman driving in runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you're looking at it as a second baseman,
I'll take a second baseman that hits 330 and gets on base.
yeah, that's the hard part.
Because you're not paying him fucking $35 million a year.
Aren't they paying him pretty heavily, or is he still on his rookie deal?
Yeah, he's still under arbitration, but even on the open market, like he's not gonna get top dollar because he doesn't hit for power, dude. Power is the biggest commodity in baseball because it's few and far between.
Yeah.
If you don't hit for power, you don't make the coin.
That's very true.
All right, so we got the first base out of the way. All right, second base AL.
I think it's Altuve. I think it's the little man child.
I agree, unless they let you vote for Westberg.
Because he's splitting time between third and second, huh?
He's played enough games to qualify as a second baseman, but for some reason MLB.com doesn't let you vote for him as a second baseman. If I could, he would be the choice. But yeah, because it doesn't let you vote for him. I'll put Altuve there. I don't know if you could write it in. You're Altuve too. That's another fucking position that kind of stinks. All right, and then on the NL side, who do you got? Arise?
I would have given it to Mookie.
He plays short.
Oh, he's been at short. I thought he was at second this year. He's at short. Okay. Then yeah, it's got to be Arise.
All right, third base.
Marte could have been there. Bryce Terang up there as well, but
yeah.
Sorry, third base or short?
Third. This one's pretty easy, I think, in both leagues.
This is not easy.
This is very easy. There's one guy that has like almost twice as many RBIs as the next guy in his league. So that one is very easy.
Who?
Jose Ramirez. Dude's like, if there would be MVP voting today, he would finish top 5 in the MVP. He has 67 RBIs, 19 home runs. The next closest in RBIs to him in the AL is Rafael Devers. Who?
Josh Naylor. Oh, for his position?
Yeah, for first base.
Sorry.
Yeah, or third base. Third base is Rafael Devers, who has 39 RBIs.
39. I was more of looking at who's the guy from Texas?
Josh Smith.
who's hitting the ball very well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's played well, but he's also split time between like 3 different positions.
Okay.
But he has not been anywhere near as good as Jose Ramirez. Let's not get it twisted.
303, 17 doubles, a triple, 7 homers. He only has 31 RBIs, but
Yeah, Jose Ramirez a 67 bin. We're not even in July.
yeah. Fuck, why didn't he do that last year? That would have made us a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah,
We were one off.
yeah, he was the only one.
I mean, we got fucked. We were 1 off 5 on our prize picks, but man, if we had that 6th, if they didn't fucking pull a quick one on us,
Yep.
and we had Jose on his. I mean, he only needs 31 more for his number.
Wasn't it 95 last year?
98.
Was it 98?
Yeah. Fuck, man. Yeah, that would have been.
That would have been
That would have
clutch.
been $1,000 off the $25.
Yeah, it was up there because it was 6 fucking picks.
Yep.
All right, who do you got in the NL?
NL at third base.
I think this one's pretty easy too.
Yeah, the only one that I'm seeing as close numbers is Ryan McMahon. But I think Alec is going to take it.
Yeah. Plus, he's on a first place ball club.
Yep. That changes everything.
Yep.
Batting 24 points higher. Just, I mean,
Ryan McMahon will definitely make the All-Star game, though.
Yeah. 10 more doubles. A triple. Well, Ryan McMahon, 14 home runs versus 8, but he's playing every other game in Colorado.
Yeah.
So RBIs are not even close either. Yeah. Alec Boehm is definitely the pick there.
Agreed. All right, shortstop. This one is tough. This one's tough.
For AL?
I think it's tough for both of them. Yeah, AL first.
I could separate by my stats here by position. That's why I'm taking a little while because I'm looking at all the different stats through. The AL. I think you have a case for Gunnar and a case for Carlos Correa.
And Bobby Witt. I picked Gunnar. I think Gunnar deserves his spot. He has 24 home runs, which is second in the AL. 53 RBIs, 13 stolen bases, 65 runs. He has a WAR of 5.4, which is actually higher than Aaron Judge's. He has 176 WRC plus, slugging 603, an ISO of 322. Dude, the guy is an extra base hit machine.
Yeah.
I think that separated him. And I think Bobby Witt's kind of slowed down a little bit the last week. Still having an incredible season, though. 314 average, 146 WRC plus. He has 12 home runs, 60 runs scored, 53 RBIs as well. But yeah, I think this is Gunners in the AL for sure.
Yeah, it's close.
It is. I wouldn't argue with anyone that picked Bobby Witt. I wouldn't. I think you could make a great case for both.
And really, Correa's not.
But I do think that the AL MVP as of today is between Aaron Judge and Gunnar Henderson, and thus Gunnar Henderson deserves to be a All-Star.
I mean, I think you can put Bobby up there too.
Yeah, Bobby will probably finish top 5 in MVP, but Gunnar and Judge would be 1 and 2 right now. And you could make a case for either. You can make a great case for Gunnar to be MVP. The Orioles only have 5 wins, Ben, when Gunnar Henderson doesn't get a hit. 5.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. Guess who didn't get a hit today?
Gunnar Henderson.
And they lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
NL, I think, is tough too because if Mookie was healthy, he's the choice. Even though he's had a he hasn't been good since the beginning of May, but he had such a great April, just fucking propelled him to All-Star start. But I think with Mookie being out, I think C.J. Abrams is the obvious choice here.
Yeah, my two were CJ and Tovar.
Yeah. I would pick CJ and Willie Adames or Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie's been so.
He just strikes out a fucking lot,
He's
dude.
been so hot and cold.
But man, when that guy gets on base, dude, he basically can fucking a single for him is really a double, maybe even a triple because he's stealing second
every fucking bag. Yeah.
He's got to get that average up.
Yeah.
204 ISO. Though.
I still think you can make a case for Tovar. His average isn't great, but man, 91 hits, 23 doubles, 12 home runs.
Tovar is a hella high K rate too.
Only a 315 on base percentage.
Ellie walks a lot though.
Mm.
Yeah, I got to go CJ. But
yeah, I think this is going to be a great position next year, the year after, when you have a lot of these young guys kind of jumping up too. You got Mason Wynn, you've got Tovar, you've got Ellie,
O'Neal Cruz.
I mean, CJ Abrams is still pretty young.
Yep. It's hella funny that O'Neal Cruz and fucking Ellie are like exactly the same. Like both dudes strike out a ton. They hit for fucking power. Ellie's definitely faster.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go Gunnar and CJ. Who are your two?
For shortstop.
Yeah.
I go Tovar. Gunnar and Tovar.
All right. All right, outfield.
I think you're gonna have the Yankee tandem.
Yep.
Are we just picking a third outfielder, or am I looking for a left fielder? Because
No, they do it by outfield. They don't care.
Okay. Probably Jordan.
Fuck no, dude. That fool's barely played any games in the outfield. He's a DH. He's only played like 6 games in the.
Really?
Yeah, we cannot allow that.
I just see the 75 games played, so that's why I'm looking at the numbers there.
I would say Kyle Tucker, but he's been hurt for like the last 2 weeks. So if he's hurt any longer, I think that hurts because he only has 60 games played. He has 17 less than Judge.
Duran out there.
That's who I would pick. If Kyle Tucker's hurt for another week, I'm putting Duran in there.
Mm-hmm.
Duran's a special fucking player, dude. Or Riley Green.
I was gonna say Riley Green, Julio, but Julio has been.
Nah, Julio's not deserved. Yeah.
Ice.
I picked JJ Bleday over fucking Julio.
Yeah. Verdugo's on the list. Rafaela's on the list. Marcana. Tyler Ward. We're just getting to stretches.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then if we're going National League.
Hold on, who are you taking for the third one? Tucker or Duran?
Duran.
Okay. National League.
I think you got to put Profar out there.
Yep, he's leading NL in hitting right now. Agreed.
Are we gonna have another tandem with Jackson Merrill?
Dude, I think
Burleson?
you could definitely make the Merrill case. I think Tatis got to go in.
Why do you say that?
Because he has 14 home runs,
Yeah.
180 ISO, 2.5 WAR. And when he got hot, that's when the Padres got good.
Damn, ESPN tells me he's a 2 WAR.
2.5 on Fangraphs.
Okay.
But I'm also not mad, if you were to say like Teoscar Hernandez, he's really come on strong of late.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I could also see a case being made for Anthony Winker of the Nationals. He's been playing really well. He's been a huge reason why the Nats are good. Alec Burleson's another one. But I'm gonna go Tatis. I'm going Profar, Tatis, and Yelich for my National League.
Yelich.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere.
Yep. I like
And
Christian.
Yelich has been playing better than his last year's, but I don't know if I'd put Yelich in there.
I gotta go Christian Yelich, dude. He's had a solid season for one of the best teams in the NL, who's absolutely fucking thrashed with injuries, and he's been a mainstay. I'm also not mad at Merrill, dude. I wouldn't even be mad if you just played the Padres outfield, dude.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Profar, Merrill, and Burleson. I'm gonna go Burleson. Teoscar's, yeah, you're right. Teoscar's not bad there. Looking at his numbers, 54 RBIs, 18 homers.
Yelich doesn't even meet qualified stats because he had that he was out for 2.5 weeks.
Put Ian Happ up there too. I mean, I don't think he's top, but I think he's got some good numbers.
All right, catcher.
Willie Contreras.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I went NL first this time, so I was looking at.
I agree with that, though.
And Adley.
Yep. I think that's one of the easier ones. Before I really felt like Salvi was up there, but Salvi's kind of tailed off a little bit. And he's also been playing a lot of first base lately.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, he's really tailed off, and he's been a huge reason why the fucking Royals have been ass. All right, DH.
Oh, shit. I was already looking at pitchers. I mean, NL, I think you got to go Shohei just because he's a fucking...
Fuck no.
He's going to get all the votes.
Yeah, he is, but he hasn't been the best DH in my opinion. Marcelo Ozuna.
He's going to be your NL?
Yeah. He's got more RBIs. He's only 2 less in home runs. Averages barely lower.
Yeah.
But Marcelo Ozuna is hitting 417 in high leverage. Otani's hitting 259. So Marcelo Ozuna has been better when his team needs him. And then for AL, I'm going David Fry. The dude's been insane.
Didn't he just get hurt? How hurt is he?
He left the game with elbow inflammation, so we'll see.
Yeah, that could be bad news.
Could change some things in my going forward, which I would probably go with Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
For the AL.
You could probably, I hate to say this name, probably put Stanton there.
He's hurt too. He went on the IL today.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Who else are we looking at? What was his injury? Do we know?
He had a hamstring injury.
Ooh, that's gonna be for an old man like that.
Yep.
That's gonna hurt.
David Fry's hitting like 375 with runners in scoring position this year.
Oh wow.
It's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, that changes everything for me because probably have Fry up there. I like Stanton. Jordan is probably the other choice there.
Yep. Agreed. All right, starting pitchers.
AL, how many are we picking?
Two for each league.
Screwball and
Yep.
Crochet.
Okay.
And sorry, I gotta go to my.
I'm going Scooball and Corbin Burns.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice there either. Let's see.
And then NL, I'm going Skeens, just because I want to see him in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go Ranger Suarez.
Yeah, I was gonna say Suarez. Suarez is probably.
I mean, you could just take fucking Ranger and Wheeler, too, and that would probably be a good pick.
Yeah. I can't believe Abbott is up there. He's gonna have a horrible fucking half of the year. Can't believe Cal Quantrill is. But we were talking about him. He's only played shitty teams, right?
No, not really. He's having a pretty solid year. That's why I like the under in that game the other night.
Yeah, 6-5 on the, for the record, but he's got a 3 WAR, a 3.5 ERA. He's only allowed 9 home runs, which is shocking for a Rockies pitcher.
Yep.
I mean, Chris Sale is up there.
Yeah, Sale's been pretty. He's been good this year.
9. 0.93 whip. Lopez is up there with his.
Yeah, Reynaldo's been really good too.
Mm-hmm. The second pitcher is tough. I mean, I get what you're saying with Skeens.
I mean, he's probably the best pitcher. He just hasn't pitched that much, but
yeah,
I need to see him. He's got to be there, so I'm putting him in.
Yeah,
I'm picking him, making my own rules. I mean, he'll probably make the All-Star team, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I'll probably go Ronaldo.
It's a good pick. All right.
Ooh, no, sorry.
All right.
I'm going Chris Sale.
So, okay. He's had a really good year, too. All right, so just to recap our teams. For AL, Ben has...
Got you were writing this down.
Yeah. For AL, Ben has Naylor. I'm sorry. You got Vlad, Altuve, Jose Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Julio Duran, Adley Rutschman, David Fry at DH, and then 2 pitchers, Tariq Schoolball and Garrett Crochet. For my AL team, I got Josh Naylor at first, Altuve, Jose Ramirez, Gunnar, Judge, Soto, Kyle Tucker, Adley at catcher, and David Fry at DH. And then
I got Stanton at DH.
Oh, Stanton, sorry. And then I got Schoolball and Burns as my AL pitchers. For the NL,
I have Scooball and Crochet.
Yeah. For the NL, Ben, you got Harper, Arise, Alec Boehm, Ezekiel Tovar at short, Profar in the outfield, Merrill in the outfield, Alec Burleson in the outfield, Contreras at catcher, and Otani at DH.
Mm-hmm.
I have Harper at first, Arise, Alec Boehm at third, CJ Abrams at short, Profar, Tatis, and Christian Yelich in the outfield. And then catcher, I got Contreras. DH, I got Marcelo Zuna. And then my pitchers are Paul Skeens and Ranger Suarez. Yours is Ranger and Chris Sale.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Love it. All right, let's talk some playoff races before we get out of here, and injuries and whatnot on that front. Because we had a lot of we talked about this when we streamed during the Rickfield game,
Mm-hmm.
the Rickwood game. Is that there's a lot of important matchups this week and a lot of important series with a lot of playoff implications. And we kind of seen some playoff positions sway. For example, we saw the Boston Red Sox. They have moved up into the final AL wildcard spot now. And then we also
great week.
yeah. And then we also seen the Padres and Cardinals move into the two NL wildcard spots. And then you got the Nationals a half game back. And then you got the Diamondbacks a full game back. The Mets a full game back. And then you got the Pirates 1.5 back. The Cubs, coming off a series loss to the Mets, have slid to 2 back. The Reds 2.5 back. And then you got the Giants at 3 back. And remember, the Giants went into that series tied with the Cardinals.
Yep.
Cardinals sweep, so they take a 3-game lead up in the wild card now. So that series was massive for that. Yep. For that series specifically was like the biggest series because they were facing each other, and that series really dictated which way these teams are going. And you're a Giants fan, so I kind of want to like give you the floor on the state of the Giants, because they've lost what is it, like 5 of their last 7,
5 straight. Yeah,
they're 3-7 in their last 10, and it's like things start getting good for the Giants, and then it's like they just take it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back all season.
Yep.
So I just wanted to get like your perspective on the Giants and what you see happening with this team. And obviously we know injuries are a big part, Ben, but speak your mind, brother.
Yeah, no, it's kind of frustrating. This was a huge series, and I think the big frustration is that we didn't have a good pitching matchup for that. I think games 1 and 2, we definitely had the lesser of the 2 pitchers, that were put on the hill. And again, that turns back to, to injuries. We paid a lot for Robbie Ray. We paid a lot for Blake Snell. If those guys are, we knew Ray was not going to be back by now, but if this was a team that was healthy, I think the Giants take this series. I don't want to say easily, but I think they take this series. I don't think it's a 3-game sweep. I think we go probably 2-1. But again, who knows how the pitchers are going to match up there. I think, having those be our top 3, and then, you've got Hicks, Harrison. Oh my God, who pitched on game 2?
Oh no, game 1.
Game 1.
Who did pitch game 1?
When?
Yeah, it was Keaton Wynn. That's right.
I think if you're putting those 3 as our bottom 2 pitchers, I think that's a completely different story than, them being at number, 2 and 3 right now. So again, it's hard with how things are shaping up, but you got to play with what's on the field right now. And it was a big series loss. This Cubs series again is another big series coming up because you've got the Cubs who are a game ahead of you in the standings. You just lost to them 2-1 in this prior series, so you have to come out and kind of capitalize on where the Cubs are struggling as well, and kind of set things up for that second half of the year because we're getting close to that 50% mark going into the second half, and I'm not happy being 6 games under 500.
Yeah, I mean, if you if you were to ask me, or if you were to tell me that they'd be 6 games under 500 and we're almost in July before the season, I would have been like, nah, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
But like this team, the bullpen hasn't been necessarily great all year. That's usually been a strength of theirs, and the lineup is like finally starting to hit, but now they can't pitch.
Yeah.
So it's like two of the games, the Rickfield game and game 2 of that Cardinals series, I mean, they probably should have won, but they couldn't keep the Cardinals from not scoring, which was a huge. I mean, they were up 4-0 on Saturday, and the Cardinals ended up winning. I think the final score was like 7-5, 7-.
Saturday was 9-4.
9-4.
Yep.
So, the Giants, like you said, like you got to play with what you have, but I mean, like the bullpen is intact. Like they just haven't been good,
Mm-hmm.
and they've shown flashes of being that bullpen that they've been.
Yeah.
But the starting rotation too is like it's just in shambles right now, bro. And like Jordan Hicks was never gonna continue. He wasn't gonna pitch the way he pitched the first month of the season all year. Like that's just not who he is. Yeah. And we've kind of seen him regress and.
But when he's in a 4 or 5 spot, that's where he's
that's
gonna excel at.
You're like 4 or 5 starters like supposed to be just to keep you in games and hope your offense can like push you through and kind of get you to the bullpen to the point where like you're tied or you're within a run or you have the lead. So yeah, I mean when you're asking him to like when you like shut down games, like that's tough.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it's gonna be a hard hard race to the 50% mark. You've got 4 against Chicago, 3 against LA. Then you travel to Atlanta to play 3 and Cleveland to play 3. You've got a little bit of a break going up against Toronto for 3. And then you've got Minnesota, who's Jekyll and Hyde, that could be coming off end with a strong series. So that ends the first half of the season for the Giants. And that's a hard schedule.
I just think for the Giants, so like they're not better than. I don't think they're better than the Nationals. I don't think they're better than the Diamondbacks. I don't think they're better than the Mets. I don't think they're really better than the Reds. Are they better than the Pirates? I don't know. The Pirates, they can't hit, but they could pitch.
Yeah.
And then the Cubs, I don't think are a very good team. I think I think they should win this series this week.
Mm-hmm. The problem too, you have 2 days of travel from June 24th to July 14th.
So
they're 2 days. 2 days off.
Yeah, but that's how it is right now.
Yeah. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 19. 2 days off in 21 days.
Yeah, this is the dog days of summer, man. You're not going to get many days off until you get to the All-Star break.
Yep, that's tough.
You got to hope for some rainouts.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's a struggle. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better for the Giants. So,
damn, they can't afford that right now.
Yep. Let's see, what's the second half start look like?
They'll be out of the playoff hunt if it gets worse before it gets better. They got to win the series against the Cubs, man.
Okay, so the good news is that once they go into the second half, you've got 3 games in Colorado, 4 in LA, then 4 games against Colorado, 2 games against the A's, 3 games against Cincinnati, 4 games against Washington, 3 games against Detroit. That that kind of eases some things off. And then you got Atlanta, then you got 2 more in Oakland, then you go White Sox, Seattle, Milwaukee, and then you go into Miami. So the start of the second half of the year is a little bit better for the Giants.
Yeah.
This was a tough first half of the year.
Yeah, it's just the fucking Diamondbacks are starting to get healthy now too, which hurts. And the Padres, I mean, dude, like, Padres at times look like the best team in the league, and then they go through like stretches where they just like, it's like, God damn, dude, what the fuck is wrong with this team?
Mm-hmm. We have 6 games against the Padres in a 9-game span, and hopefully they are on one of those negative stretches.
Yeah.
But 6 games against the Padres in the second half, and only 4 games against the Dodgers in the second half.
Damn.
Just surprising. Just shows like you are on a tough first half of the season schedule.
True.
So
it's gonna be a tight race, man.
Yep.
Even the AL race is getting a little tighter now too. Like the Astros and Rays have both been playing well. They've pulled themselves back into the race a little bit. The Rangers are starting to get healthy. They've won 4 in a row. And then the Tigers, they've only won 4 of their last 6, but I mean, they're only 5.5 back. And they only have a -6 run differential. Like, they've only allowed 326 runs. It's not like they like get killed every game. They lose a lot of 1-score games, dude. That's the problem.
Well, I think the big thing for Detroit is that the Rangers are 5-5 in their last 10, and Tampa Bay is 6-4 in their last 10. So they're really only 2 games down from what Tampa Bay has done. So that's kind of kept them in this thing.
Yep.
If I'm worried about any team, it's Toronto. This might be where you start seeing, okay, we're going to have to be sellers.
Yeah, because they got the series coming up against Boston.
Let's see what Toronto's looking like for their next set till the end of the first half of the year.
They don't have a pitcher for tomorrow listed against Boston.
So the remainder of the year, oh God, ouch.
Yeah, they play in a tough division.
So they go 3 in Boston, then they host 4 against the Yankees. They host 4 against Houston. Then they go to Seattle and San Francisco and Arizona to end out their second half of the year.
Jesus.
End out the first half of the year. That's going to be a hard series. I see Bassett as being the pitcher listed for tomorrow.
I'm trying to find
Bassett versus Hook. Pooh.
Tanner Houke's been a Cy Young candidate too.
Yeah, been pitching very well.
I'm trying to, because I'm seeing some have it as undecided, and then I have seen Chris Bassett listed on some. Yeah, even the Blue Jays website says to be determined. They haven't put any. But Tanner Houke is pitching tomorrow, so that's going to be if Toronto drops this series, I mean, it's going to be very difficult for them to get back, dude. I already think it's going to be difficult, but the fact that Boston has that third and final wild card spot, like winning the series, if you're Toronto, would be huge in the sense that like you're knocking off games from a team ahead of you,
and you're putting your numbers back.
Yeah. So I think they have to win this game, but man, that's just not a good baseball team, bro, at all.
No, and man, that schedule: Boston, Yankees, Houston, Seattle, San Francisco, and Arizona. They're going to be down at least 10 games by the.
They very well could. They could be down more
by the end of the first half. Yeah,
they could be down more. All right, let's get some best bets for tomorrow, Ben.
Here we go.
What do we like?
I hate to say it, but
he's going Oilers.
The momentum is huge in hockey, and the way that the Oilers have won these last 3 games, I think they're going to win the Game 7 here. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think McDavid hoists the cup.
McDavid.
So McJesus will win that game tomorrow. I think numbers are minus 110 for
minus 105. I'm seeing.
You're seeing 105. Okay.
I don't know that. Well, I saw that like before we went on, so I don't know what the number is right now.
Okay, I've been seeing 110. So, but 105, 110. I mean, 105 is even better for us. So, I think that's 105, 110. I'd take both of those there. So Florida is still a good team, so I wouldn't put anything over a unit, but I think that's where you gotta go. And then for baseball wise, I haven't looked really deep at anything, but just off of the onset, we're gonna go Schwallenbach over Lynn. I know St. Louis had a hot series against the Giants, but the Giants are majorly struggling. And I like Atlanta at minus 125. I think that's a good number there for them.
Man, I kind of like the Cardinals, but the fact that their bullpen, they use like all their high leverage guys the last 2 days, I think that takes away any chance of playing fucking Cardinals. So
yeah,
it would definitely be Braves or stay away from me. I like the Reds tomorrow. I got them at minus $1.09. They got Spires on the mound coming off a series loss against Boston, where they probably should have won the series because they probably should have won Saturday. So I like the Reds to bounce back here tomorrow. And then I also like the Rays minus $1.02 tomorrow. They'll be facing Seattle and Brian Wu. Brian Wu does not go deep in games, and there's a good chance that last start he left after 62 pitches. Start before that he was scratched. So I think there's a very good chance that he might not even make it through. I think the Rays are playing some really good baseball. They're starting to get in the playoff hunt. And I like the Rays tomorrow. I don't think they should be a dog against the Rays at home, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The Rays team can't hit, dude.
Yeah. Do we think Patrick Corbin pitched the last 2 games really well, but do we think he
San Diego's not good against lefties.
Yeah.
And San Diego does tend to lose and win in bunches, and they just won 3 in a row. They lost today, they won 4 in a row, and then they lost today. Very good chance they fucking lose tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, look at that team total.
But I hate backing teams coming off of series against Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that next game or two, they always struggle offensively.
Kansas City might win a game.
They better do. They got fucking Miami.
Yeah.
That team can't hit though. They got shut out again today, Ben. I think.
Yeah. Did he get shut out today?
It was 4-0 when I checked the score. Yeah, they lost 4-0.
Jesus.
They only had 2 hits.
That's rough.
That they're struggling, bro.
Yep.
They got shut out 2 games in a row, bro. They were outscored in that Ranger series 16-2.
That hurts. That really hurts.
Terrible. All right, thank you everybody for joining us. We'll be back Tuesday night. We'll be breaking down the Major League Baseball slate for Wednesday. Like Ben said earlier, we've been doing really good on those shows. Make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ, straight to your mobile device. Use promo code Jord517. It's free to download, free to use. Sharps app, track your bets, become a better. If you missed any of the show, you could catch it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast fix. It'll be up immediately following the show. So go get it there. Go listen to the whole thing. Tell your friends. Tell a friend. We will appreciate you. Follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast, on Twitter at Taproom_sports. Follow myself at Jordan Rules TSP. Follow Ben.
I don't got a Twitter.
He doesn't.
I don't tweet that shit.
We appreciate y'all, man. Have a blessed week. We out.